Okay. You can't beat that. David Bowie from the great Ziggy Stardust album. One of the greatest albums ever recorded. No
yeah,
doubt
we're going to
about it.
teach you how to play that.
Well, that is the lovely voice. Things are looking up here in the studio because often it's just me and Andy and some hairy-ass bloke. Early on we had the gorgeous Kathy Burke. Now we have the gorgeous Tori Amos. It's a girl fest.
Yes.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing because it cheers us up because we like being near ladies because we're heterosexuals.
You are.
Yeah.
I mean, don't say it with a question mark on the...
Yeah, there wasn't you
are. Is that just the American way of speaking where it sounds like a question, or was it actually a question?
No, I've been around Brits, though, so you know I can deceive.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, well, that's a terrible thing. That's a terrible power to have.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I'm sure you use it wisely, like Spider-Man.
Sometimes.
Tori is with us because she has a book out. I mean, the album, this came out a while ago, The Beekeeper, didn't it?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, because I bought it when it came out, and because you weren't over here then, I don't think. It's a lovely album, as always. It's some beautiful songs on it, and a lot of songs as well. I mean, you've really been working.
A lot of songs, and I learned how to play the B3 Hammond organ.
Wow.
So I can do my Rick Wakeman now.
I love a Hammond organ. The Hammond organ has a big built-in fan, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a Leslie cabinet. You have a Leslie and you have a pedal, so you can change the sound of it while you're playing.
And why did you want to learn the organ particularly for that? Did the songs need an organ, was that it?
Well, I heard some Jimmy Smith, from the great Jimmy Smith.
The cat.
Yes.
Jimmy Smith, the great jazz organist. Is he
Yes.
still alive, do you know?
No, he just passed.
All the good people going.
Yeah. So I decided, I turned 40 and it was time to learn how to play the Hammond.
Hang on, no way have you turned 40.
41, I'm going to be 42.
Tori Amos, she looks about 12. Okay. Or maybe they're saying more about us. Unbelievable. And you haven't had any work done?
No, I'm a mom,
Yeah,
and I love it.
I find it a bit depressing that you look so good.
But I have to tell you something. I became a mom, and I just enjoyed being a woman. And my husband turns me out.
Well, that's lovely to know. When I became a father, I enjoyed being a woman as well for a short period. 41 years old, and now your daughter is Natasha, isn't it?
Yes.
How old is she now?
4.5.
Oh, what a lovely age as well.
It's the best.
Yeah, because babies, I was talking earlier on, we had Sam on the phone, and she has two girls. I think they were 7 and 9, she said, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
And that's a lovely age as well. Babies, when they're first born, they're great, but they're a bit crap in some ways, aren't they?
Difficult.
Because they can't do anything, they just sit and dribble. They can barely even focus.
Well, you can't have a chat.
Yeah, but really, you might as well be talking to a cushion.
No.
Whereas when they get to about 1.5, 2, that's when it gets fun, doesn't it?
Gets fun, yeah. And now it's really fun. The latest thing was, though, there's a downside because she can vote as far as what she does with her life. Before, it was like, no, you're going to America, that's it.
Yeah.
Now, we were just in Australia, and she said, Mummy, in her little British Cornish accent, Mummy, I can't cope. I can't cope with the touring anymore. I need to break. I need to see my friends Jack and Tom and Kit.
I don't blame her, though, because it's tough going away a lot, and you're going away because that's your life, that's your working, and she's going away, she's going to miss her little friends.
Yes.
But that's going to be tricky for you. What are you going to do there?
Well, we have to negotiate.
You're going to have to tour less, I guess.
I don't know. I'm going to make her my lawyer. She's a great negotiator.
Well, who's going to argue with a 4.5-year-old? You're going to feel bad after. If you strike a hard deal, you're going to feel terrible forever after that, aren't you?
She's going to strike a hard deal. You will see.
I imagine
when you meet her.
I imagine being inheriting her mother's personality, she would be quite a strong-willed person. Would I be right?
She's strong-willed, yes.
Because I imagine that you kind of know what you want and you stick to that.
Yes, but hopefully we do it with a little bit of honey. Honey draws the bees, Jonathan.
You can hear the honey in the voice. Right? Honey draws the bees, and the bees don't mind being swamped in the honey.
Yes.
Are we talking about anything that makes any sense now? I'm not sure. It's just that when the honey voice came in, I got a little bit dizzy. So the album, The Beekeeper, that's come out, and it is, I think, some fabulous tracks on it. I really do love the tracks on it. Cars and guitars I particularly like. I'm always a bit worried about talking to Tori about tracks, though, because I'm worried that if I say I like a particular song, it will show me in a particular light.
No, I'm not judging you.
You're not judging?
No.
We're not in a judging culture?
No.
Good, okay. And you have a book as well, the book I wasn't aware of. When did this come out, or is it due to be released?
It's due to be released here very soon.
Okay, it's called Piece by Piece. What is it? Tell us about it and why you did it.
It's sort of a backstage path into the creative process and into the music business.
Okay.
And how to survive as a woman in the music business and balance being a mom.
Is it tougher, do you think, now that you're a mother being in the music business than previously when you were single and you didn't have any ties, or are you finding it somehow easier? It's
easier because it can be very black and white. When it comes to priorities now, it's strange because I don't know what I used to do with all that time. before I was a mom.
Yeah, interesting.
You juggle it. You find a way. But also, I find that it's much easier for me to say yes or no and be clear about it.
What, in terms of work?
In terms of work and in terms of commitments. And I don't work any less. It's just you find a way to stop the phone calls coming in. You know, I love the Americans, but they always call when you're putting, you know, your little kid to bed.
The worst time for us, because then that's midday sort of thing. Or
yeah,
early
they've just decided they've had their 3 cups of coffee, soy coffee, and their veggie breakfast, and they're going to call you when it's good for them. And I love them, but they don't think, okay, 8 hours ahead. Maybe this isn't a good time.
Yeah. So you must be enjoying being a mum, though.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's changed my life.
Are you going to have any more? Are you going to try for any more?
No.
That's it. Just the one.
No, because I think that I had a few miscarriages before I had Tash. And, you know, sometimes I haven't been at the Vegas tables. I've played in Vegas, and I think you have to know when to walk away when you're winning.
Yeah, because you were pretty ill for a while, weren't you?
I was very ill, yeah. And so I was, to be able to have Natasha, and she's well, and I'm well, sometimes you have to be grateful.
Yeah. How lovely, though. How lovely for it to turn out that way for you after a few bad starts.
Yeah, because I think it's very tough in my 30s. That's what I was going through after Boys for Pele. That was really my life for the next few years, having 3 miscarriages and surviving those. And I talk about it in the book, and I think writing the music, it kept me going. But then when I had her, everything kind of came together. I think being a mom is where I really shine.
Do you let her listen to kids' music, kind of like nursery rhyme stuff and that, or is she pretty au fait with the kind of stuff that you would listen to?
Well, it's very intriguing. I watch what she listens to. I mean, she'll sit there and sing "I Will Survive." And she...
Well, that's a good message to have early on.
Yeah. I mean, she likes some of the great music from the 80s and the 70s and even the 90s. I mean, because we have a huge collection, we've got over 6,000
That's a lot of records.
songs in our iPod. We have our whole big computer system, you know, Husband the Geek. It goes into the kitchen. Everything's in there. He's teaching her how to work the computer and get to the songs she likes.
That's a good thing, because when he's old and infirm...
Oh, yes, he's going to make her work.
She can push the buttons for you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
My children are further... Well, the youngest one, Honey, she was listening to I Will Survive, and we had to explain the song to give her the backstory. You know, and I found myself getting quite carried away. You know, it was, what a terrible life that woman had up until that song, I tell you, by the time I finished. I get a bit too graphic.
Yeah, I think the thing about Tash is when she hears those songs, she then begins to write her own. She started writing songs when she was ordering her dinner.
So she would make the ordering of the dinner into a song?
Into a song. She does it now. In America, we'll be in a restaurant and she starts singing to the waitress.
But is this something she's got from you? I mean, do you create songs when you're around her? Do you sing lyric ideas out loud? Or is this just something that she does as a kid?
This is odd. I think this really comes from her. This is in her being, to write her songs. But she and I will do wordplay. She understands what assonance is. I mean, if she wants to be naughty and say, you know, something a bit... At school, she'll say, assonance.
So she
thinks she's funny.
Well, that is quite amusing.
Yeah, well.
You know what you want to get her on, though, if you can, Tori? Get on the ringtones, because there's more money in that these days.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't do the whole song. You don't need the whole song. We just need a ringtone.
Yeah,
That's what you can retire on. Do you dye your hair, Tori?
Yes.
What colour is it naturally?
Let's put it this way. The grill doesn't match, Jonathan. You like cars, right?
I like it. Yes, I do like. Well, I quite like cars. I'm not. You know what? I'm not one of these men obsessed with cars.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'm not that big on cars. But I couldn't really tell you. If you showed me some cars, I wouldn't be able to tell you what they were.
But you'd know if the grill is matching.
Oh man, are we talking about ladies again now?
No, cars.
Can't we talk about ladies? That's much more interesting. So, because it's a beautiful colour you go for. It's sort of a Titian red, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not often that people do dye their hair red. There's a website devoted to women who want to be redheads. Did you know this?
I didn't know that. Yeah. I can give you a number if you want to be a redhead.
I don't want to be a redhead. I'm thinking of dyeing my hair blue.
Do you know husband went blue in order to support England? Because, see, Marcel in there went orange. He's Dutch.
Okay.
So he went, you know, during that whole
European
Cup. Yeah, he's Dutch. So he went orange.
Hold on. Security.
And husband went blue. I mean, blue, like
that must
blue.
It must have been like being in the Willy Wonka movie, having a Dutchman with orange hair over there and the one who eats the blueberry chewing gum over there. That's a weird setup for you.
Well, Tash really loves, she would walk in and announce at the private school, Daddy's got blue hair.
I wanted to dye my hair blue because my wife used to have very red hair, and I thought we'd look like Team Rocket from the Pokemon cartoon series. But now she doesn't have the red hair. It's more of a lilac-y, pinky thing, and so it wouldn't really work.
But wait a minute. If you're going to learn the whole Ziggy Stardust
I would like to
album,
learn.
I'm going to teach it to you in Florida. We've talked about this.
Tori said that she's going to teach me how to play Life on Mars on the piano. Okay?
I am.
We'll keep you updated. It may take some time.
But you have to dye your hair. If you're going to perform it, for your performance here, I'll come in for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be your coach.
And I'll dye my hair blue.
And you dye your hair.
It's the excuse I've been looking for.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to play for us. Did we play a track?
No, we haven't played a track.
What are we going to play off
We're
the
going
album?
to play Sweet the Sting, which is
Because
track
you're not
2
going
on
to
the
play
album.
that live, and you are going to perform live for us this morning as well.
Yeah, but the reason you're playing Sweet the Sting is that I've got the gospel choir, part of the London Gospel Choir,
Wow.
is there tonight.
Because you're gigging tonight. What's the venue?
At the I was about to say Hammy-Odeon.
The
I've got to
Hammy-Odeon.
say, see, I'm hanging around birds. The Apollo.
The Hammy-Odeon. Okay, the Apollo you're playing. It used to be the Labatt's Apollo. They keep different breweries keep buying it.
Okay, what is it now?
I don't know.
I'm
It's
at the
is it
Apollo.
just the Apollo?
The Hammersmith Apollo.
I think it might be the Carling. Is it the Carling Apollo?
Oh, I know why it's Carling. Because the crew told me that they're trying to give Carling beer away for free, but nobody will drink it because it's so crap.
Well, it's not.
That's what I was told.
I'll be honest with you. No beer is so crap you can't give it away for free. They have not invented the beer that's so bad that some men won't drink it if it doesn't cost them
Are
anything.
you sure?
Yeah. I used to. Carling have some good beers. Carling Export.
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh, no, hold
that's
it.
what
That's
they're giving.
Carlsberg. I'm confused. You're right.
Whoops.
Carling is crap.
Whoops. The thing is, I must say though, if you're going to come tonight, you might want to skulk by the buses because they always have extra stole. My crew, they're pirates because I hear the drinks are outrageous. A friend of mine went and ordered 2 vodka and tonics and it was £13.50, and he said,
£13.50.
"You're kidding me."
That is actually, they just saw whoever that was coming because that is way above. But you know, I don't drink alcohol.
Good for you.
I haven't drunk for years.
That is
I
good
wasn't
for
thinking
you.
of coming down tonight, but you know I might because my little boy's away. I'm at home with Jane and the 2 girls. We could bring the girls along,
Yeah,
couldn't
of
we?
course you can bring it. I've got the gospel choir there. We're hanging out.
Well, that would be great. And so the gospel choir sing on just this track? or on four of the tracks?
tracks, and I'll be doing all 4 tonight.
And
with
is that
them.
in the middle of the show, or you do
Yeah,
that, or
I'm
you
gonna
space them out?
Space it out. Yeah.
Okay, so the track we're playing now is, what was the track again?
Track 2.
Track 2. Okay, we're
Sweet
doing
the Sting.
Sweet of the Sting from the album, and tonight this
Because
will be
honey
performed by
draws
Tori.
the bees, Jonathan.
Honey for the bee. That's lovely. That sounds beautiful. And that is the organ at the end. That's the Hammond,
That's
isn't
the
it?
Hammond.
That's the Hammond coming straight in. That's the Tori Amos from her current album, The Beekeeper. That's Sweet the Sting, and you're performing it live with the London Gospel Choir this evening.
Yes, part of the
Yeah,
London.
you don't need
Gospel
all of them.
Choir.
That's too many people. That'd be hundreds. That's going to sound great live, I would have thought.
I'm excited.
How long have you been on the road for then? How many shows have you done so far?
Since April 1st, we started in the States and went to Australia. Then we've just started the European tour, and then we'll go back and do the main American in August.
And that's a big old slog. And
Yeah.
you'll have the family out with you for that, I guess.
Family's out. Tash comes today.
Right.
She's
Oh,
had her
lovely.
week break.
She's been with her friends. She put her foot down.
Yeah, and now she's on the European tour.
And when she goes on the road with you, do you travel by bus mainly when you
Oh
go through?
yeah, she's part of the crew.
So you have a little bunk bed for her somewhere?
Oh sure, she can bus surf.
That's going to be, what a lovely, I would have thought that's going to be a really fun childhood for her.
I hope so.
Yeah. And you have a nice bunch of people around you, of course, don't you?
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
of course.
It's not full-on rock and roll excess.
Well, it's not. Well, not on my bus.
No. There's the young men's bus, is there?
Yes,
Because boys,
and you must have that.
you need them to let off a little steam.
That's right.
Yeah, because otherwise it's all pent up inside.
That's right.
You get angry on stage. Miss chords. They'll resent it. You've got to be a caring leader.
That's right.
Tori, you want to join us, set up a political party with me and Andy?
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. We're just thinking about, we want it to be very extremely right-wing in some ways, okay, but extremely tolerant in others.
Well, hair has to be involved.
People have to dye their hair.
Yes,
A whole
they
new
must.
wave, yeah.
I don't care. And if they don't have hair, they have to dye their heads.
I'm a great believer in very arbitrary rules.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just make stuff up and confuse people, but it'll be a great fun existence.
Okay.
All right. You heard it here first. All right. Next election. Tash could be in charge if you want.
It'd be great.
Why not put a 6-year-old up the front? That's how old she'll be then. Let's do that.
See what happens.
Yeah, it'll be great fun. It'll be like finger paints every day.
Do you know what's so great about having Tash as your leader?
What would
she
that
could
be?
also be the American president because she's born in America, so
You
she
see,
has
that would be
dual
a good-
citizen. Yeah,
That would be a good thing.
that'd be good.
I'm not that ambitious yet. I'm thinking of conquering Britain first. All right?
But I think it'd be great to have a woman president in America with a Cornish accent.
Do you think you will see a female president in your lifetime?
if I have anything to do with it, you will.
Yeah, I wonder whether that would be the case. I mean, it would be terrific, but then again, it might be someone like Condoleezza Rice, who maybe wouldn't be the person you would want in charge.
That is correct.
She's a strange person, I find.
I don't know her. Have you met her?
No, I haven't met her, but I've decided to make a judgment on her anyway.
Hey, can I say something? I hear she plays the piano. Should we get her as the third in, like, learning Ziggy Stardust? But she would have to dye her hair.
Hey, that, for me, would be a great afternoon. Me with Condoleezza, ideally in a bikini, because she's kind of sexy. You know,
But
she's
I don't
kinda
know in a
sexy.
bikini.
People are
I don't
shaking their head
know.
out there, but I think
don't
give it
know.
a chance.
Okay, can we just change the clothes a little bit?
You don't want her in a bikini?
If I'm there, no.
Oh, well, she could wear a shirt over the top.
Okay, fine.
Just open it when you're not in the
Shirt
room.
over the top.
All right, okay. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Okay. Tori's going to perform live for us in a minute. The book, I haven't read. I just got given the book this morning, or so I would have at least made the effort to browse through it, but I haven't had a chance. You talk about the creative process in here. This is something which fascinates me. As someone who isn't particularly musical in terms of a creative way, I love listening to music. I am always amazed by someone who can write a tune and knows when to call it a day. Says, that's finished, that's a piece of work.
That's right.
Is that hard to walk away from it? Do you know instinctively when it's done, or is that something where you always feel you should go back and tinker with it?
They harass me. The songs, they stalk me.
So the songs themselves.
Yes, the songs themselves. Stay with me, Jonathan.
So they're bubbling away before you've made them.
Yes,
They're at the bottom somewhere,
yes.
or at the back.
They're their own entities. They have bikinis on, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah.
Some without shirts.
Even the men.
No, they're all girls.
All your songs
all
are
my
female?
songs are girls. Yeah.
I don't know whether I agree with you on that.
They are.
I don't think you are.
They are.
I think
All
you're
my songs are girls, but it doesn't mean they're all heterosexual.
Well, that will be what's confused me. Leisure songs.
There are some leisure songs, yeah.
Leisure listening.
Yes.
And so your songs, you feel like they're inside you, waiting to come out, yeah? Would that be right?
Or they're...
Or they
they're-
visit?
Or they visit. They're outside and inside.
Come in? And
Meaning
you-
they're parts of me in them, but they're their own creatures.
So, really, they've kind of finished when you think they want to be finished.
Yeah, I think I channel them in a way. Now, a lot of people, John Lennon, Neil Young, have felt like Bob Dylan. The songs exist; they're autonomous, and that we're just.
They pluck them from the ether. Almost.
Yes.
Yeah. Or they go through them, like you said.
That's
They turn
right.
them. Okay.
So you're a conduit. You're a teapot.
But there must be...
You're a conduit of rice. Sorry. That was horrible.
You must feel, though, that there's some input that you have, some conscious input,
Well, of
some
course.
steering.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the scribe.
Okay. And so, in your role as a scribe, when do you think, okay, enough's enough, I've scriven enough?
When I'm
You see,
watching.
hold on a second, let's just soak that in, because I did that correctly, and that's very rare that someone would go from
Say it
scribe
again,
to
well, then say it again.
I went from scribe to scriven, and that's the correct form, and I think that deserves at least a moment's respect. Thank you. Okay, now we move on.
Okay. So when I'm making out with my husband,
Yes.
and the songs do not terrorize me,
So when you're
They-
no
they
longer
don't in-
plagued by them...
when they don't interrupt, then I know it's done.
I sometimes feel your husband probably deserves a medal, doesn't he?
He does deserve. It's rough being him.
Putting up with you and Tasha.
That's right.
And he's trying to get a bit of sweet love
And all
going on.
and all the songs. You've got to figure.
And you do that weird piano leg thing, and I'm imagining if he's trying to get some sweet loving and you're doing that as well,
Yeah,
that
and
must
I-
be... It's
and
like a
I'm
dog
also-
scratching itself.
I also play my own organ, so he's got to find a way to fit in between all that.
Well, he's got to be a very special guy.
He is. He's
Yeah.
a northern lad.
That's why he's got a strength of character that you don't always find in the pansy south. And I know what I speak of there, don't I, Andy? It looks lovely, the book. I love the cover. The cover of the book, I can't obviously show it to you listening at home, but it's a beautiful illustration of Tori. Who did that?
Mel Odom,
Mel-
the famous illustrator.
He was kind of a Playboy artist in the
Yes, he
70s,
was,
wasn't he?
yes.
And did some sort of modern art as well, I think.
Yes.
Wow, it's a beautiful looking book. I'm looking forward to reading it.
And if you want to know what the music business, how to survive, from my perspective anyway, and what goes on behind closed doors, that's chapter 8.
Chapter 8. And there are other people speaking. You're in conversation with other people, and there are other people's input. This is John Evans. Who's John Evans?
He's the bass player.
Okay, so he talks in it quite a lot as well.
Yeah. But the thing is, Ann Powers, who I wrote the book with, was the fantastic, but I would say vicious but fair critic from the New York Times for many, many years through the 90s. And so it's a conversation with her.
And so what, she would attack you for your work? She would often find it wanting?
No. She could attack one.
One.
She could attack you, or me, or Andy.
So she had the sort of tongue, the sort of talent to do that, if
Yes,
she so
she has
wished.
the talent to do that.
Okay, but she doesn't do it.
She and I we've had a good
A
relationship.
tempestuous relationship.
Yes, we have.
Giving and taking.
But I respected her, and that's why I called her in to do the book.
That's very interesting. Well, I will look forward to reading it. The book is called Piece by Piece by Tori Amos with Ann Powers.
Yes.
I guess that's fair. You're going to play live for us in a minute.
I'm going to play live.
I think,
play another track for us?
I think Tori better do it now because we're running.
I better
short of
run.
time.
Okay, all right, I'm running.
All right, so we're going to play now.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, if you want to go and get your backside over on the piano stool, I shall move around this way so I can, because I've got a slight hip ache going on.
Okay.
So I'm trying not to bother you, but I'm going to put my leg out quite near you.
You do that.
Please don't feel like the leg invading your space is any kind of a message.
I won't.
It's merely a thigh ache.
How much time do I have, Andy? Because if I need to edit the song, I can. I know how to do
No,
that.
you can play this full song. That's fine.
Okay,
We've only
all
got a
right.
bloke from Top Gear coming in, so we can cut him short.
All
It's not
right.
important.
Did you bring treats?
I don't know what he bought, but he can wait.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Off we go. This is I did this on the record with Damien Rice, but unfortunately he's not here today. He came and sang in Dublin
I love
the other
Damien
day.
Rice. He has an incredible voice.
Fantastic. He jumped on stage and sang the song when we did this, and it was heaven.
I might jump on stage tonight and
Yeah,
join you.
why not, and play the organ. The power of orange knickers, the power of orange knickers, the power of orange knickers under my petticoat. The power of listening to what you don't want me to know. Can somebody tell me now, who is this terrorist? Those girls that smile kindly, then rip your life to pieces. Can somebody tell me now, am I alone with this little pill in my hand? Oh, with this secret kiss, am I alone in this? A matter of complication when you become a twist for their latest drink as they're transitioning. Can somebody tell me now, who is this terrorist? Those girls that smile kindly, then rip your life to pieces. Can somebody tell me now, am I alone with this little pill in my hand? Or this secret kiss, am I alone in this? The power of orange knickers under my petticoat. The power of listening to what you don't want me to know. Shame, shame, a time to leave me now. Shame, shame, you've had your fun. Shame, shame for letting me think that I would be the one. Can somebody tell me now, who is this terrorist? This little pill in my hand, oh, this secret kiss, am I alone in the yes? Kiss, am I alone in the yes?
That's unbelievable. I can't believe you can sit down and just do that. How can you carry that around in your day and just not let it out every 30 seconds?
I don't know the answer.
It's not really a question, is it? I suppose when we examine it, there isn't really a question there. That sounded fantastic as well.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And you know, it's great because I was watching you from behind, obviously, because you're and it was a bit like watching someone from Lord of the Rings do it.
How's that?
You've got that quality.
But I hope not the hobbits.
No, not.
Because, you know, I love them and they're cute and everything, but... And I have a lot of hair.
Who was the lady who
this
lives in
week.
the forest who's got all the power and almost gets tempted to destroy everyone?
Oh.
You know who I mean?
Galadriel.
Yeah, there you go. It's a bit like Galadriel on the old Joanna.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's a great thing. A hobbit. As if I'd call you a hobbit while you were still here. Good luck tonight at the Hammersmith Apollo. The Carling Apollo, is it? We don't know. Anyway, it's a big place called the Apollo. Might have other words in front of it, but we know it's the
On
Apollo.
the roundabout.
It's in the West London. I'm going to try and come down with the girls.
Yeah, come down. Yeah, we'll put you on the list.
I would love to come down.
But if anybody tries and gets in on Jonathan's list...
Well, don't tell them that my name's on the list. My name's no longer on the list.
No, it's taken off.
Otherwise people come down and say,
No, but don't worry, it'll be a pseudonym. They won't know anyway.
yeah, we'll come up with the pseudonym. What's the pseudonym going to be?
Well, what do you want to be called?
Lord Darkling. But now they know that as well. Well, can't we talk about this later?
Well, write it on a piece of paper and give it to me.
Okay, here you go. Okay.
Okay.
See if you recognise
And see if anybody guesses. And if somebody's in your seat, then they figured it out. Got it.
That's a good one, isn't it?
I got that's a good one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to piss off.
I like to think.
Love you.
I like to think
leave
that
you.
says a lot about me.
Yeah,
Well,
goodbye.
okay, she's going.
Yeah.
Right, I'm supposed to go, right?
All right, take care. Have a lovely night this evening. I hope to see you later.
Okay, see you
Tori's
later.
new album, The Beekeeper, is out now. I urge you to get a copy. And the book looks fantastic, piece by piece. Tori, lovely to see you again.
Mwah.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
And this is for Tori as well. This is Georgie Fame.